it spewed uncontrollably for weeks, sending a river of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the well is capped, and one long battle is finally over. But there's another that's just beginning. Join biologist Mireya Mayer and cameraman Andy Casagrande to discover the unseen story.
These guys are tough to find. What am I looking for?
Of one of the biggest oil spills ever, and what decisions made in the heat of the crisis mean for the surprising creatures that depend on the Gulf. "11 days after the Deepwater Horizon explosion, the gusher still churns nearly a mile below the surface. By some estimates, as much oil as the entire Exxon Valdez spill contaminates these waters every 5 days. Crude oil hits beaches and barrier islands along the Louisiana coast. The immediate fear that the oil slick will harm wildlife along the shore. In the face of the danger, authorities mobilize rescuers who race in the coming weeks to save as many animals as they can.
One of my biggest interests here in Louisiana with relation to the oil spill is, of course, the wildlife. And the two animals that have become the faces of this oil spill are really the pelicans and the turtles. So I'm on my way now to meet with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Rescue Team. And, you know, I'm excited about it because these are the people that are really out there trying to save these animals. And I'm eager to see how they're doing it, what they're doing, and really finally get up close to this wildlife that is being threatened by this oil spill.
Grand Isle, Louisiana, one of the first coastal areas hit by the spill.
Hi, Tom.
Mireya joins Tom McKenzie with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to get up close on a rescue mission.
Should we get going?
Let's do it.
The team speeds out to the first location, Bird Island 3. The target, several oiled pelicans.
We don't like to see oil on birds. That's not good for the wildlife. So we try and rescue them as quick as possible, clean them up, move them back out to the wild.
Brown pelicans have become the most visible victims of the spill. They hunt by diving, without any idea they're plunging through a toxic layer of oil on the surface. When they do, oil could coat their 7-foot wingspan and fill the 3-gallon pouch in their bill. Rescuing them is critical. The brown pelican was removed from the endangered species list just 6 months before the spill began. They nest on barrier islands like this one, vital habitat directly in harm's way.
It's amazing. It's only a small patch of land, but there will be thousands of birds that you see here right now. Brown pelicans, nesting terns, probably royals, and just a fantastic place for these wildlife to lay their eggs, have their young grow and learn how to fly, and that's actually what we're going to be seeing here today.
Soon after the spill, workers put protective booms around these islands to stop the advancing slick. But it wasn't enough to hold back all the oil, and rescuers were forced into action. Every day, they raced to locate oiled birds.
Did he say that he just saw some very
That's right.
heavily oiled birds
We've been
on
by
the
this
side?
island before and seen between 4 and 8 oiled brown pelicans, and he saw them again now. So those possibly could be good candidates.
Just because they have found an oiled bird doesn't mean the team can safely capture it. Animals trying to escape rescuers' nets can spread the oil on their bodies to nests, eggs, or other birds, and put the entire bird colony at risk.
It's right there on the beach wall. The majority of the ones are standing in between.
Today, the team decides it's best to leave the oiled pelicans alone. They're simply too close to their nests.
The number one priority is actually the fledglings and the chicks and the other nesting birds that are around the island. By going into saving 5 birds, you're actually putting many other birds at a higher risk.
Instead of 2 of them being oiled, you'll have 30 of them. That's the reason why we're not going in and trying to chase them down, catch them.
Also ask me, what's the...
They'll continue to monitor the birds. Another day may present a better chance. On its own, an oiled bird is unlikely to survive. Then, the team gets the break they've been looking for.
The call just came in for snowy egret. We're about to call the gentleman that called it out to the wildlife hotline.
Okay.
What's going on?
So they've got an oiled egret that somebody called in. We're going to go check it out and see if it's a good candidate for capture right now.
There's no time to lose. Oiled birds can be dangerously hypothermic, or even at risk of drowning.
Right over there.
He's right in the water, off to the left.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy's oiled.
Pretty sad-looking bird.
He's trying to get underneath him. And he's got him.
He's got him.
There you go.
Got it. Awesome.
And they protect the beak. They want to hang on to that beak to avoid it striking their eyes. That's a natural defense mechanism for the birds. And they want to quickly put him in, not stress him.
It's crazy all the effort and work that goes into catching one bird, but that one bird is important enough to go after. So this is really cool.
Thanks, good job, guys.
The priority now, get the bird someplace it can rest and warm its body temperature. Grand Isle Stabilization Site, the first stop for birds rescued in the area. Animals calmed before major cleaning stand a much greater chance of survival.
Here you go, guys.
To date, they've treated over 700 birds at this facility.
Now we're here at the triage center. This is sort of the emergency room for birds once they've been rescued. And you can see here, birds easily stressed. The bird that we have brought in is now inside. They're gonna observe it for a little while. We're gonna wait out here and see how it's doing. What's the next step?
Mike Pixley is with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. He knew something was wrong even before he pulled the bird from the water.
It's actually very rare to find a great egret, a bird of that size, out in the water like that floating, because they're wading birds, they're not floating birds. So to find it off of the island and trying to swim and not able to fly, there's something significantly wrong with it.
Shorebirds floating in open water are just one sign that unusual things are happening. Reports of huge schools of baitfish behaving strangely, suddenly appearing close to shore. And following them, the sharks that come to feed. Scientists don't know what's causing these phenomena. But throughout the Gulf, the spill is disrupting nature's balance. Back at the center, the pace doesn't slow. Rescuers continue to bring in birds.
What you got? We got a little heron that's so oiled, we're really not sure what species it is.
Most heavily oiled birds arrive hypothermic. If body temperature isn't stabilized, low blood pressure can lead to organ failure and death.
All right.
Warmth, rest, and fluids are what it needs most.